So this is my island survival plan, and I'm the only one in my group, so I guess you could call it Sam's island survival plan. Anywho, we have our 12 people, and we have to choose 5 to die. So let's just go down the list. Dr. Dane. Dr. Dane has basically no flaws. A PhD in history is actually pretty great, meaning he knows a lot about human problems and how to fix them. The great thing about history is that you can see how bad things happen and then not repeat it unless you're stupid. He's a college professor, which means he's really smart, which is really important on an island. He's also in good shape, so he can be a good helping hand. And his hobby is botany, so he can, pick out all the edible food in our jungles. He's so helpful. He's like a saint on our island. And the thing is, his wife and kid are going to have to die. So he might be kind of a bitter saint, but I'm sure that's alright. Like I said, his wife, Miss Dane, can't make it. She's obese and diabetic, and someone like that can't make it in such an intense survival situation, like this one. And she doesn't have anything terribly useful about her except counseling, so I suppose you could call her, dead weight. Bobby. I'm sure he's a great kid and all, but he's just that, a kid. It doesn't say he has any particularly useful talents. I mean, it says he's a soccer player and he's 12, so, I'm sure he's a big ball of energy, but he's so young that I don't think he'd make the best of decisions. He's not really mature enough for the situation at hand, so I feel like he could get us into a lot of trouble. Moving on from the broken Dane family, Miss Victor isn't going to make it. Sure, a 9th grade education doesn't necessarily mean she's not intelligent, but her whole description makes her seem about as smart as a box of rocks. I mean, I want to keep people with at least some useful attributes, and I don't think we need a cocktail waitress on our island. Jean Garcia is a baby, which means 9 pounds of pure uselessness. We're not going to have a crying baby attracting wild boar in the middle of the night. It's not happening. Greg Evans is an artist, and I know a lot of the groups before me got rid of him, he's an artist, what's he gonna do, draw pictures in the sand? But I think an artist is much more than drawing or sculpting. Artists have a different way of thinking than most people. They're bizarre to us sometimes, but they're creative, they're innovative, and I think they can help with ideas and ways to look at things that others really can't. There's survival, and then there's preservation of the human spirit. And creation and beauty shows the brilliance of mankind. It's culture beyond just simply living. Anyways, if we're starting a colony on the island, I want to save the kid with an artistic streak. Jessica Rodriguez is young and smart and may have a broken arm, but she has all those wilderness survival Girl Scout capabilities, so she's saved. Besides, Greg Evans and Jessica Rodriguez are definitely in love. Moving on, Mr. Newton is pretty perfect. He has almost a full medical education. He's super fit, so he could do lots of labor and hunting. Music as a hobby isn't exactly practical, but he could probably sing songs around the campfire. That sounds like fun. Miss Clark. She sounds all sophisticated and smart and stuff with her college degree in electronics engineering and stuff. But that divorce right after a marriage bit kind of throws me off. Kind, personable people are the only kind of people allowed. If someone can't get along with others, I think that's a big flashing warning sign. If we can't get along, we're just divided into groups trying to see who could kill who first, and that is the biggest failure in survival ever. So it only takes one bad seed, one whole crack in the system, for everything to fall to mutiny. And I don't want anyone like Domino affecting my crew and turning everyone into savages. And the fact that Miss Clark would marry someone who she immediately divorces seemed kind of shifty.